Suspenseful, mysterious, fun, deadly are some words that I can use to describe Danganronpa, the ultimate game. Quarantine in 2020 has made me try many video games of various genres. One genre of video game that I lately enjoy playing is the detective games genre. I then search top detective games in Google and try many games. But one particular game in this quarantine times have caught my eyes and stay in my heart. What makes this game so good? Why do I hooked up and ended up loving this Danganronpa game? I will divide this video into several parts to tell you why this game is a masterpiece. At least for me. As a visual novel-based game, Danganronpa heavily relies on a story that is full of text to read. Some players may find it boring when first hear a game that needs a lot of reading. So, in order to make them interest and play the game, you need a good game premise. For me, Danganronpa premise is a game where you are one of the ultimate students that are trapped in a top high school and the only way to get out is to kill one of your friends. I don't know about you guys, but this premise is really engaging for me. To the level where I can imagine a Hunger Games in a high school with all of the ultimate characters with their different personalities, abilities, and traits. And it doesn't just stop there. To make players stay to play your game, you also need a story that is not boring, fun, has a good amount of drama, unpredictable and twisty, and requires the player to think deeper, to make them ask themselves, who is the killer? Why did he or she kill? What will happen next after this? This thing is a must, especially in a detective kind of game. Danganronpa managed to do this by shaping the story up by using all of their unique characters with intriguing motives and a school environment that provides the story with a mystery that you will unravel as far as the story goes. For me, this thing is what makes Danganronpa very different compared to other detective games that I have ever played. Many detective games don't have so many memorable characters or cast, yet Danganronpa was able to pull this out. So, how did they do it? I'd like to answer this by paraphrasing what Mr. Kazutaka Kodaka, as the writer of the game, said about its character. I love all of the characters because in my mind, I create all of them to fit the position of main characters. When I first know this, I really speechless and amazed at how he thinks. By having that mindset, you are not only able to make a well-written character, but also unique personalities for each character that can make people fall in love with. And that love is a tool for the game itself to pull out the drama and also the tragedy. Not only about the personalities, but also the character design. They are all made so different and so bizarrely unique. It really makes the player easier to memorize the characters. For example, you may see this picture. This is the character from Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, the first game. There, you may see a character with cool looking hair, different hairstyle color, contrast character costume, and many others more that you can notice. If I can describe Danganronpa characters in one sentence, it is the embodiment of great mindset of writing and amusing art of character design. While the characters make the game a different detective game, the gameplay makes the game a different visual novel game. In Danganronpa, at least there is 3 phases for each chapter. The first phase is the school life, where the gameplay will be like a dating simulator, or in this case, a friendship simulator. In this phase, you enhance your relationship with other students to know their character more, and also get a handy skill or skill point that you will use later in the later phase. The second phase is the investigation time. This phase is triggered when a dead body is found. In this phase, you will collect clues and evidence with point-and-click type of gameplay. This phase is where you can deduct who is the culprit in your own mind. And yes, deducting suspect is a fascinating experience when you don't know yet who is the culprit. The third phase is the class trial. This phase is where the debates begin and your deduction will be tested in this phase. The gameplay is very versatile, but the major one is the non-stop debate. In this time, you will use your logic and the understanding of the case to refute the argument of other students. You use your argument like a bullet to shoot at the potential weakness spot argument of others. For me, this gameplay is very thrilling because it makes me really need to think with a limited amount of time. Among the other reasons, this last reason is highly subjective, but I think it is a minor good reason that supports this game as a masterpiece. Danganronpa has many soundtracks during the game. Every different phase or event has its own. For me, the best soundtrack in the game is when the class trial phase begins. The soundtrack that they use during the class trial really makes me feel like in the heat of a very serious debate, and it is. It really makes me feel anxious about my answer, so I really need to think carefully before giving my answer. In the end, Danganronpa is a game that you need to experience. It makes you think, it makes you question, it may break your heart, but it also can make you laugh, or even fall into raging despair. But more than that, it is surely a memorable experience of hope. This is my first video, hope you enjoy it, and I do want to know what do you guys think about Danganronpa in the comments below. Also, leave like if you want to, and subscribe to help me grow this channel. Until the next video, see you guys later!